super, super powdery. Earth signs, we get it. It's lazy, it's boring, it's overdone. Holy freaking wow. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I have nothing to zoom in on today because we're doing our makeup together. You can already see the title of the video. You guys know what it's gonna be, but pretend you don't so we can still do my fun little intro. I can show you my super cute earrings I'm wearing today. These are from Shoppe TJ. I get most of my earrings from TJ, to be honest. Do you want to see the new ones I got? Oh my gosh, I wanted to wear them today, but I didn't think they were gonna match the eye look I'm going for. But look at these. They're little freaking honey bears, and they're shaped like the little honey bear container that you get when you buy honey from the grocery store. Oh, I'm gonna scream, they're so cute. I've never impulse bought anything as quickly as I bought these earrings. They are so stinking cute. If you can get your hands on them, I know they sold out, but I think they're restocking in the new year. So if you can get your hands on these, 10 out of 10 recommend. Oh, I can't wait to wear them. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to see all of my cute earrings. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in me putting on a bunch of discontinued makeup. I don't quite have a full face of discontinued makeup to share with you today, but I do have mostly a full face of discontinued makeup, whether that makeup was limited edition or discontinued for other reasons. You know, we're gonna get into it today. Questioning, why do we think they discontinued this? Is there something wrong with it? Does it not perform well? We're gonna get into all of it today. I've got a ton of stuff behind me here, a ton of eye products. Oh my gosh, so much discontinued eyeshadow. So even if I can't put everything on my face today, I'm gonna try to talk about all of the discontinued makeup in my collection. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see me try on and talk about a bunch of discontinued makeup, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. All right, let's zoom you in. We're gonna start with the face makeup here today, and the first discontinued makeup product I have to talk about is the Auric Glow Lust in the original shade Morganite. So the Auric Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer is not a discontinued product, it's a new product. It just launched in January of 2021, but they did end up reformulating the shade Morganite because people felt that Morganite and the second lightest shade were too close to each other, and they felt like the range deserved a lighter shade for people with super fair skin tones. So Auric ended up making Morganite just a touch lighter. My friend Tara Brooke actually has an entire video comparing the two. She bought the original and the new one, so if you want to see them compared, definitely check out Tara's video. I'll link it down below. But I have the original, so you can't buy this shade anymore, but here I am having it. The shade actually works really great for me. I feel bad that it didn't work great for everybody, but it's a great shade for me. It's got nice peachy undertones, you know? And it is fair. I can definitely see why they would want to make one that's a little fairer because, I mean, you'll see here, like, it's fair, but you can see that it's like exactly my skin tone. So if you were paler than me, then I could definitely see why this would not work for you. Even though the product itself doesn't add a lot of coverage, you know how it is. When if something's just a little too deep for you, it can really throw off how your foundation looks. But this is our original shade Morganite, and you can never get it again. But okay, anyway, now I'm going to put on my foundation because I don't have a discontinued foundation, so I'll put on my Rare Beauty Liquid Touch foundation off camera since you've seen me apply it a million times, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm all covered here. I also went ahead and put my color corrector on off camera because thank goodness that's not discontinued. My Flower Beauty by Drew Chill Out Under Eye Smoothing Color Corrector. Love it so much. Would have bought a bunch of backups if it was ever discontinued because it's so great. But a product that is unfortunately discontinued, the Curse of Samantha Ravindal. I tell you, this was a recommendation from her. It is the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. My freaking favorite concealer of 2021 gets discontinued. How annoying, but it's okay. I'm gonna try to dupe it out this year because even though I could go to TJ Maxx and buy a bunch of backups, I just feel like how long can it really be good for? Yeah, it says it has I think it says 12 months, might say 6 months, honestly, but you know, sometimes stuff gets discontinued and I feel like our instinct is to be like, buy a bunch of backups, and like maybe for eyeshadow or blush or like powder products that could work, but I feel like for concealer products, like especially something that's made with a little bit more natural ingredients, like I think this does have avocado oil in it, so you know, like a little more on the natural side. I don't really think I should be storing these for multiple years, you know? So I'm not gonna buy a bunch of backups. I still have a lot left. I've like barely made a dent in this tube, but I'm just gonna try to find a dupe this year because I do really love the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. So if you do happen to see it at your local TJ Maxx, or it's actually on sale for half off on their website too. It's like $11 on their website, but like $5.99 at TJ Maxx. So like go to TJ Maxx if you got one near you. I'm gonna let it sit on my face for a minute here while I do my bronzer, and then I'll show you how it thickens up and blends out. Oh, it's so good. Lucky for me, my favorite bronzer was not discontinued because I love the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I don't think that'll go away for a long time because it's very good and everybody likes it. So that's great for me. But okay, now that it's had a second to dry, wait till you see this brightening effect we get here. It just thickens up a little bit more as it dries down. That's a Jackie Aina tip that I learned. If you want your concealer to give you more coverage, let it dry for a minute. Go ahead and do your bronzer, you know, do your eyes, do whatever you gotta do, and then come back and blend it out. And I love that I can blend out this concealer with my fingers because look how good it is. Look how easy. We love it. Okay, now let's move on to some discontinued blush. Okay, so I feel like I've been talking a lot of smack on this palette lately just because I never reach for it because it's too big. But the discontinued Jouer Bouquet d'Amour blush palette is actually really pretty, and I'm super bummed that it's discontinued because I bought this last summer. Ignore the chunks. That's because I did a video where I mixed all my powder blushes together that you should totally watch because it was so much fun, and that's like my favorite blush shade ever, all of these mixed together. But anyways, I bought this last summer during the Sephora sale thinking like, wow, this is about to change the game. It's so good. I loved it in that video. I was so excited to recommend it to you guys, and then I went to put a link to it in my description like I always do for the makeup I talk about, and there was no link because it was no longer available. Apparently it was on sale in the Sephora sale section because it was discontinued. So big bummer from me to you. I think that's another reason why I don't reach for this a lot, because I'm like, I don't want to rant and rave about something that you can't even buy, except in this video, because that's the whole point of the video. And honestly, you could go on Poshmark or Mercari and probably buy it for even less. Okay, I didn't even decide what shades I wanted to use. Oh no, I should have come prepared. I think I'm going for a bluish green eye look today. So let's go between these two cool tone pinks. Do you see how powdery this blush is? Super, super powdery. That's okay, it blends really nicely though, and they're super pigmented. It does have the world's most distorted mirror though. I don't know if that's reading for you, but I try to like look at myself in this mirror and it makes my eyes hurt, so I'm gonna have to use my own. Now, I believe that the reason that Jouer discontinued this blush palette is because they came out with duos. I believe you can find all of these shades, or at least similar shades, like they might have just changed the names, but you can find similar shades in, I believe they're also called the Bouquet d'Amour, but they're just like blush duos rather than 6, and honestly I think that was really smart for them. There's not enough variety in this palette for me, okay, because these two shades look identical on the cheeks. These two shades look identical on the cheeks. This one's, you know, a little bolder, so it does look different, and obviously the metallic orange looks different, but just between everything, you know, it's just not different enough. So I think the duos were a smart way to go from them. You know I was initially disappointed that it got discontinued because I wanted to share with you because it is a really nice formula. I mean, look at how pigmented, how bold it is. Ooh, my nose is looking a little bit like I got a cold over here, and I don't have a cold, so we gotta blur that out just a bit. But these are super pigmented blushes, but they're not patchy at all. They're super, super buttery. Like I said, powdery, but they blend out really nicely. And I do really like these blushes, but I do think it's for the best that this palette got discontinued and they switched to duos. Okay, now moving on to discontinued highlighters, and we got options, baby. So the big one here is in the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette. This was a limited edition palette, and all 4 shades in here can be used as highlighters, so that is an option for us here, although I do have an entire video of me using this, so I feel like it might not be the most interesting choice today, but these are all really beautiful highlighters. But we're not gonna use the Danessa Myricks highlighters today because you've seen me use those before. So my other discontinued highlighter options are my mini Becca Champagne Pop highlighter, which technically is discontinued from Becca, but Smashbox bought the formula and it claims to be the same, so I might not use that today either. I use this a lot over the summer. Oh my gosh, I'm so late to the Champagne Pop game, but it's worth the hype. It's a really beautiful highlighter, but the one I think I'm gonna use today is actually from Colourpop, and it is one of their loose Zodiac Zodiac pigments. Do you even remember this? They did a second Zodiac collaboration with Kathleen Lights after their first collab went so well, and she did a different loose pigment for every sign, and I got the Virgo one, naturally, as a Virgo, but it's called the Maiden, and it's really pretty. I was very excited to see Kathleen redeem herself from the first collab where she made the Virgo shade in that palette, just a deep brown. I was like, dang it, Kathleen, earth signs, we get it. It's lazy, it's boring, it's overdone. So when I saw she came out with this beautiful multi-dimensional pigment for the Virgo in her second collab, you know I had to get it. Let me give you a swatch here. It's probably not gonna show super well in the swatch, but you can see how shiny it is. It has flecks of pink, blue, gold in it. It's really pretty. I like using it on the eyes as well as the face. I love loose pigments. I wish Colourpop would do more of these. I'm sure they don't sell as well as their eyeshadow palettes, and I'm sure they don't make as much money as their eyeshadow palettes, but I really like this. Anyways, I'm gabbing so much here. I'm just so excited. But okay, so the way I'm gonna apply this, it is a little hard to apply. That's probably also why they don't sell as well, but I'm gonna spray a little bit of setting spray on my brush here, and then I'm going to very delicately, not even fully stick it in. I'm kind of just gonna scrape the sides here because you don't need a lot of this product. That's the nice thing about loose pigments is you can use such a small amount. I'm getting it absolutely everywhere, oh no. All right, and now we are gonna go in on my cheek, and hopefully I don't over apply it, but I'm gonna show you how powerful this highlighter is. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. Not really the type of highlighter that I go for so much anymore. I've mentioned in like my last few videos that I'm much more into a glow from within now. And I think if there is an opposite of glow from within, it would probably be this loose pigment. But you know what? Every once in a while, I do just want to go all out, and this is a great option for that. And you can wear it on your eyes too. It's a really pretty inner corner highlight. You just dip in lightly with a wet pencil brush, and you can do a really beautiful pop on the inner corner. I'm saying this as if you can buy it. If you somehow come into these, or if we bully Colourpop into bringing them back, no, don't bully anyone, that's mean. But I do think that they should bring these loose pigments back, because look at this. I mean, come on. It's way more powerful than a Super Shock, and Super Shock highlighters are pretty powerful. So I am a big fan of this, and I will be staring at my face for the rest of the video. Wow. Okay, next up I think is eyes. Let's talk about some discontinued eyeshadow. All right, so I have a bunch of discontinued eyeshadow palettes. I think I know which ones I'm gonna wear today, but let me show you all of them. So the first one was kindly sent to me by my friend Dee, who is also a subscriber on this channel. Hi Dee, thanks so much for sending me stuff. That was super sweet of you. And Dee was decluttering this from their collection. It is the Kaleidos Neon palette. I don't even remember this being released. I must have not known about Kaleidos at this point, because I'm always saying about Kaleidos that I'm just waiting for them to release the perfect color story for me, but I feel like it hasn't happened yet. But it turns out it did happen in the past. It was this one. This is the perfect color story from me. I don't know why they would discontinue this product, because this, I believe, is one of their futurism palettes. You know, they do all these different futurism palettes that are like these long compacts, and they have like 6 different shades in them. And I feel like looking at their current futurism lineup, they're missing an all bolds palette. So I'm not sure why they would discontinue this. Maybe it didn't sell well, I don't know, but I have used this palette and can vouch for the fact that the formula is really, really good. I did this look using this palette. I'm wearing every single one of the shades. Here's a little side-by-side comparison. I thought it turned out so pretty. I found the mattes absolutely effortless to blend, super pigmented, no fallout whatsoever, and the shimmers are out of this world. Like, this palette makes me want to try more from Kaleidos, but it also makes me question their decision to discontinue it, because I think it's really good. Thank you so much to Dee for sending this to me. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. And then of course I have the Denona Myricks palette that my friend Cami was kind enough to send to me. All of my discontinued eyeshadow palettes were sent to me by friends. Wow, how lucky am I? But this was limited edition from Denona Myricks, so we obviously know it was not discontinued for being bad. It was limited edition, although I really don't know why brands do limited edition when stuff sells well. I really admire that Beauty Bay released the Wilderness palette as limited edition, and then when there was so much response from people saying we wanted to buy that palette, they just said, okay, yeah, sure, buy it again. So I wish more brands would do that. Denona, bring this back full time. Like, this is such a good palette, and the folks want to buy it. It's so good. So bummer that this was limited edition, because I do love it so much. But now the last round of eyeshadow palettes that are discontinued but I still have are the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palettes. I have had FOMO for these guys for ever since they came out. Ever since they announced they came out, I've had FOMO for them, and then they restocked them, and I missed my opportunity to buy them. And then my sweet friend and subscriber Michelle saw them in her local Marshalls or TJ Maxx and grabbed them for me like a literal angel. Can you even believe it? Now I have all of them. except for the neutral one, because Michelle knew I would not be interested in the neutral one. But we have the Sweet Shop Pistachio palette, a beautiful green color story. I could scream, but I won't because Bert's behind me and I don't want to spook him. So I think I'm gonna use this one today, in addition to the Sweet Shop Bubblegum palette, which has this beautiful blue color story. I mean, I only recently tried the BH Cosmetics formula because my sweet friend Michelle sent me the Blueberry Muffin palette and the Paris palette, and I love the formula, super impressed. So I'm excited to check out the Sweet Shop formula, but then I'll just show you the other two I have. I also have the Cherry on Top palette, which is a beautiful like reddish pink color story. And then we have the Orange Sorbet palette, which is a beautiful peachy orange color story. But like I said, I think I'm gonna stick with the Bubblegum and Pistachio today, the green and the blue. So let's do an eye look. All right, you guys, so I think for this look today, I'm gonna do something a little out of my wheelhouse. Somebody left me a comment recently on one of my videos saying, would I ever do a makeup look that was more blown out and blended, since I so often go for like very graphic looks, very sharp lines, not a lot of blending involved in my looks. I'm always saying I'm a stamper, not a blender. I don't like to blend, but today I'm gonna blend for you guys. We're gonna show that I can do it. Can I do it? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. Let's go in with this shade Guilty Pleasure from the Pistachio palette, and I'm gonna pop that in my crease with a freaking crease brush, freaking little blender brush here. I just don't always like blending because I feel like you don't see the full pigmentation of the color, but that's okay because I can just build it up, right? I'm still gonna be doing like a flicked out winged shape here. I'm not totally changing my regular game here. And I do blend sometimes, you know, every once in a while I like to do a cut crease, which involves a little bit more blending, but these shades are really pretty. You know, it feels like it's consistent with the BH formula that I know from the Blueberry Muffin palette and the Paris palette. It seems like to me from the palettes I've tried that BH Cosmetics has a consistent formula, which I really appreciate in a brand, because not all brands are like that. Colourpop, I feel like, isn't like that. I feel like their deeper mattes blend so patchy and their lighter shades blend fine, and some of their shimmers are amazing, but then some of their shimmers feel like they have hard pan like as soon as you get them. So to me, that does not feel consistent. But, and granted, I haven't tried a dozen BH Cosmetics palettes, so I can't say for all of them, but from what I've tried so far, feels like a good consistent formula. All right, I like the way that's looking so far. I'll do a little bit of back and forth. You know, I'll do a little eyeshadow, do a little blending. That's how you blend, right? I don't know, I don't do it all the time, but I'm gonna go into my Bubblegum palette now and dip into the shade Chili, and I think I'm gonna blend that underneath. Try to do a little mix of blues and greens today. I really love these pastel shades. No, it's showing up, it's showing up. It's definitely adding some blue there. Oh, that's a pretty color combo. I like how those are mixing together actually. And don't you worry, I'm definitely gonna use some shimmers too, because the shimmers in these palettes look out of this world. And I've been so impressed by the BH shimmer formula so far. Now I think I'm gonna dip into now this shade Soft Serve, which does look like a pastel in the Pistachio palette, and maybe just use that to blend a little bit more on the upper portion of the eye. I like this brush too, you know, I'm not a great blender, as I've said, I'm getting better, but this What's Up Beauty crease brush, it's an R102, is really soft and makes it easy to blend, so I like that. All right, that's about all the blending I can take for today, so I think we're gonna be done with the mattes for now, and now let's put some shimmers on. All right, so for shimmers, I'm gonna start in the Pistachio palette, and I'm gonna dip into this shade Treat. I'm gonna try going in with the brush. I do have some glitter adhesive on right now, so we'll see how this sticks. And I want to do like a gradient. I'm gonna go with my deepest shade first, and then a lighter one, and then a lighter one. And don't worry, I'll use some blue shimmers as well. Okay, nice. This is going on nicely. I'm acting surprised. I know the BH Cosmetics shimmer formula is good, but I do really like this color. Right, popping that on the outer corner on this eye. All right, for my next shade, I am gonna go with my fingers, and I'm gonna dip into the shade Dessert here, which looks like a beautiful seafoam green, so pretty. And we're gonna pop that in the center here. Holy freaking wow. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that to have blue reflex in it. Oh my gosh, it's gonna tie the whole look together. It's gonna look so good. I thought it was gonna be a standard shimmer. It's like definitely not quite a duochrome. You know, I wouldn't call this a duochrome, but it does have flecks of blue in it. What do you call that? Iridescent? I don't know what you call it, but I would call it beautiful. So now let's go in with my lightest shade, and that is going to be back from the Bubblegum palette. I'm gonna go with the lightest shimmery blue here, the shade Frozen. And let's just pop that on the inner portion of my eye. Ugh. That's really pretty too. It blends into the green so nicely. All right, I am absolutely loving the way the eyes are looking so far. I'm gonna hop off camera real quick and put some mascara on, and then we'll come right back and do a discontinued lip. All right, here we go. I got my mascara on. You guys, I'm in love with the way this eye look turned out. Look at me not even wearing a graphic look here today. Well, not graphic by my standards. I love how soft it is. I feel like such a soft angel. I feel like I should be in a freaking Downy commercial, like on that little bear that's always in the big pile of laundry. Ugh, I just feel so soft. Anyway, now let's put on a discontinued lip, shall we? It just so happens to be the most luxurious item I own in my collection. It is a Pat McGrath lipstick. It's their Luxe lipstick, or sorry, it's a Luxtrance lipstick in the shade Valletta, which I recently went to tag in a video because I was wearing it a couple months ago and I found out that it's discontinued. I got this on Cyber Monday like 3 years ago. Pat McGrath did an absolutely insane sale, like, and I don't call things insane often, but it was an insane sale because she put these on sale for $7 and then gave free shipping. These are normally $40, so I don't know what Pat was thinking that day, but I'm really grateful for her. Thank you so much, Pat. I would never be able to afford one of these lipsticks otherwise, and it is a beautiful formula. Is it worth $40? No, absolutely not, but it is a pretty formula, and I'm gonna put it on for you now. All right, so I do still have a little bit of my Maybelline lip gloss left on from when I started the video out, but that's okay, because this is actually a matte formula. It's definitely not a super drying matte formula though. And it's such a pretty peachy color. This is my go-to lip when I like don't know what lip would go with the look. Like if I do a really wild eye look and I'm like, I don't know what to put with this, usually I'm reaching for this. And look how pretty the packaging is. It's got little lips on it. I mean, give you a 360. It's just freaking glamorous. And like I said, it's a matte formula, so it's gonna give you a matte appearance, but it's not drying at all. And it's just a really pretty lip. I really do like it. It's a bummer that she doesn't do this shade anymore. I'm sure there's other shades that are similar to this. If you are curious about a Pat McGrath lip, again, could probably dupe it out with a Maybelline lipstick or a Colourpop Luxe lipstick, and it's way cheaper. I don't think it's a $40 formula, but it is a really beautiful lip. And I don't know why she would discontinue it. I'm sure she just came out with another shade. Okay, yeah, so I looked at the Pat McGrath website and it looks like the Luxtrance line is no longer, or at least they only have one left. They only have this red lipstick that's still called a Luxtrance, and now they have something called Matte Trance, which seems like it's pretty much the same, but just a new name. And I would say the closest shade to the shade that I have, Valletta, looks like it would be Crispy. Also looks like a beautiful peachy shade. So if you're interested in the shade, I would go with that one. But you guys, with that, we reached the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for watching all of my videos in the month of December. I had so much fun. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today, all of this beautiful discontinued makeup, most of which you can't buy. But again, check Mercari, check Poshmark. You know, there's all these resale websites, and some people sell things like totally new in the packaging and everything, so check those out if you're interested in any of this makeup. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please check out those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy holidays. See you soon. Bye.